Hello, San Diego. Thanks for joining us here on CBS 8 Plus on this Labor Day holiday weekend as we unofficially wrap up the summer of what has been a very interesting summer of 2025 here. I'm meteorologist Sean Stiles. Let's take a look at what you're going to get over the next couple days, and in fact, we'll expand it out to the 7-day forecast. The immediate future, we continue to see a beach hazard statement. In other words, the waves are going to get a little bit bigger. Southwesterly groundswell coming into Southern California. There's a little bit of activity coming off the tropics off of mainland Mexico as well. We also have a heat advisory through Tuesday in the inland microclimates. That heat advisory extends out to the coastline. It just won't be nearly as hot. So slightly elevated surf. Temperatures above average, a lot of people going to the coastline, so definitely check with lifeguards. We're talking about 2+ feet surf up and down the coastline. Southwesterly breaks will see those maybe 4-foot sets of water temperature at 72 degrees, and the tide comes from a high late tonight and then pushes all the way through the day into the high tide at 3:28. Looking at your temperatures over the next 3 days, right on into your Labor Day, we're talking about low 80s everywhere. As I mentioned, temperatures will be elevated across the county, especially in the inland microclimates where you'll be into the mid to upper 90s. There'll be some spots that'll probably touch 100, maybe like Ramona. Escondido will get close, but it'll be hot in the East County, so keep that in mind. Just try to take it easy. Don't get out there and do a lot of activity in the peak heat of the day, which is basically from about noon till 4 or 5 o'clock in the afternoon. I mean, look at the temperatures right now. Escondido at 99, so you know they went over 100. We officially don't have that number in yet, but when they're at 99 at almost 4 o'clock in the afternoon, they probably hit 100 degrees. 92 in Ramona, 86 in Mira Mesa, 94 in El Cajon La Mesa, kind of toasty at 92. Out in the deserts, Borrego Springs, 107 along the coastline. Upper 70s to low 80s for everyone. Great live shot, it's a live shot from our Mount Soledad camp, Mission Bay here. When I was growing up here in San Diego, this was called Vacation Village. It's gone through a multitude of name changes since then, but a great place to go and have a lot of fun and just kind of hang out. Looking at your current temperature, 79 degrees. The winds are out of the southwest at 5, so looking at a pretty nice day along the coastline. All the way up the coastline, everyone is above average. Look at San Francisco at 83. You can tell the high pressure has shifted a little bit to the north. In the San Joaquin Valley, we're upper 90s as well in places like Fresno and Bakersfield. Out in the Palm Springs area, 110 degrees, so very hot out there, even hotter than Phoenix at 106, and it is very toasty at Burning Man right now. They had some wild weather out there, windstorms, thunderstorms, you name it. So here's the high pressure ridging in. We're going to start to see this low pressure try to work its way in, but it's just going to fail up against this really dominant high pressure over the west, and that continues to expand. What it does do is it also taps into some tropical moisture out of mainland Mexico and starts to bring in the monsoonal flow. So if you didn't like that sticky hot weather we've been seeing earlier in the week and the showers that came in on Thursday, well, it's going to return and we're going to see a little bit more of that. As we shift the perspective of this, high pressure still is the player out west, but we start to see some activity come into the central and eastern Pacific. So we'll be keeping an eye on that as far as cooling things down, but don't expect anything dramatic as far as like big rainstorms or anything like that. High pressure fades a little bit as this low bulges in along the west coast, and notice the high pressure tapping into that monsoonal moisture. As you look at your 7-day forecast, the peak heat over the next 7 days will be over the next 3 days, and we start to trend downward ever so slightly as those areas of low pressure start to affect the western United States, but not dramatically so. A nice cool down for the inland microclimates where you'll be back into the 80s instead of the upper 90s, low 100s. And for you folks in the mountains, you'll have a chance at thunderstorms. I mentioned that moisture getting pulled in around that high pressure. And that'll actually cool things down over the deserts. But your Labor Day looks pretty toasty from the coast, inland, mountains, and deserts. That's a look at your weather.